Now estimate the variation in temperature reading from a thermocouple having its test junction in a gas and other reference junction at ice point. It is given that test junction is in a gas and the reference junction is at ice point. The temperature of a gas using gas thermometer is found to be 50 degree centigrade. So we have given that the temperature of the gas is 50 degree centigrade. The next it is written that the thermocouple is calibrated with EMF varying linearly. It is an important point written here that thermocouple, that is that the temperature reading device, is calibrated with EMF which is varying linearly. It is an important point that the variation is given linearly between ice point and steam point. That is, the variation is linear between the ice and steam point, that is between 0 degree centigrade and the 100 degree centigrade. The next line they have written is when thermocouple's test junction is kept at in a gas at T degree centigrade and reference at ice point, the EMF produced is given by this board. So we have to calculate the variation in temperature reading. What does the variation means? That means how much the variation will be there with respect to the standard. So some standard steps now you have now you must be knowing that at ice point, that is at T is equal to 0, the EMF will be 0 degree centigrade, and at its steam point, that is at 100 degree centigrade, it will be 12.8 millivolt by substituting the values. Now moreover, it is written that the EMF is varying linearly. So this means that at 50 degree centigrade the EMF is 7.7 volt, then its temperature will be, since it's a linear variation, then we can directly find out by unitary method that at okay, so temperature of gas using thermocouple is 60.16. So this is the reading, and but the temperature of the gas is given to be 50 degree centigrade, therefore the variation will be this much, 20.32%. Now the next numerical, it is written here that in an unknown temperature scale, freezing point of water is 0 degree X. Now don't confuse it to be a 0 degree centigrade, because here it is written as X, and boiling point of water is 100 degree X. Obtain a conversion relation between X and degree Celsius. That means we have to obtain a relationship between a X and degree centigrade, a conversion relation like Fahrenheit and degree centigrade rank has having done in the same pattern. We have to find out the relation between X and degree centigrade, and we have to determine the absolute zero in degree X. So let the conversion relation be in this form. It's just an assumption. Although for more accuracy we can take out a polynomial of higher degrees, but since according to we have to limit the relationship according to the number of constants which we can determine or given in the numerical. So let the conversion relation we use this one, where C is in degree centigrade and A and B are constants. So substituting the values at 0 and at 100 degree centigrade, we determine the value of the constants A and B. Therefore, the conversion relation is this much, which we have found out, and thus absolute zero means minus 273 degrees, minus 273.15 degrees centigrade. Hence, in conversion scale, it will be in this point. Okay. So these are very simple numericals. Now, somewhat more simple numericals which I want, which you can practice. Just look at that. Very simple numerical. Just enlarging this one. So it is written there: an incompressible gas in the cylinder of 15 centimeter diameter is used to support a piston. Okay, the gas is in the cylinder of 15 centimeter diameter and a piston is supported as shown in the diagram. The manometer, what is a manometer? By which we can measure a pressure, indicates a difference of 12 centimeter of mercury. Okay, in the gas of the mercury column for the gas in the cylinder, estimate the mass of piston that can be supported by the gas. Density of mercury is given to be this much. So we have to determine the what is the mass of the gas which can be supported, which the piston can support by using simple equilibrium equations. That is, weight of the piston is upward thrust by the gas, and this is mass m into gravitational force, that is weight, and that is the weight of weight is also pressure into area, that is the force. So P into A, substituting the values, we get the mass of the piston which can be supported. So a very simple numerical which you can do it on your own. Next numerical, again a very simple one. It is written here that a vessel has two components A and B as shown, with pressure gauges mounted on each compartment. Pressure gauge of A reads 400 kilopascal and that of B reads 100 kilopascal. Determine the absolute pressure existing in each component if the total barometer reads 720 millimeter of mercury. So we have to determine the absolute pressure. If the gauge pressures are given, then atmospheric pressure we know that we can determine by the equation P is equal to rho g h, where h is given 720 millimeter of mercury. So this is your the absolute pressure, sorry, atmospheric pressure. Then absolute pressure in the compartment will be gauge pressure plus atmospheric pressure. This gives us you the absolute pressure. By substituting the values in equation, we get the answer. So this is how the numericals are done. Now coming to the last part, that is just have a look what is taught till now. So first of all, our introduction to thermodynamics was given to you and its application, and now you must be aware that its thermodynamic is present in each and every part of the system, even in even in the heat transfer from your body to the atmosphere or atmosphere to the body, and moreover the wearing of your clothes. So thermodynamics is present everywhere. Next, types of systems were introduced to you, that is how many types of systems are there. Then I have introduced you the microscopic and macroscopic approaches. Next, the system, I have introduced you the control volumes, closed mass system, and these were also introduced. Then the concept of macroscopic energy, microscopic energy, difference between work transfer, work, heat, Reversibility were also taught to you. Moreover, some numerical practice were also given to you. Then after that, now the concept of temperature was introduced to you. What is the temperature that was introduced? Then thermometry was defined. Thereafter, what are the principles of thermometry were defined, and a few numericals were done on these topics. So, dear students, with this, I close the module 1. Now, in module 2, you will be taught the various the application of these uh, things, that is the basics which I have taught you. So, now we will meet you in the next module. Goodbye.